how to actually enjoy travel and have a great vacation. I promise it's a thing. These are 5 steps to manage your expectations so that you can have a fun trip. I am Jaimee Dorris, aka Miss Congeniality, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. I believe having a fabulous life is all about making fabulously smart decisions. And that's what most of the content here is going to be about. So go ahead, hit subscribe if being fabulous is what you want for your life. That didn't come out right. So anyways, so you actually want to enjoy your next trip you're going on, right? Well, let's get right into the meat of all the good stuff that you need to do. Vacation is one of those words that brings up this fantasy and images in our mind of blue water and fancy drinks and maybe an exotic landscape or maybe just a theme park, right? But in my opinion, it's also one of those words that can get us into major trouble, especially when our vacation doesn't turn out to be so wonderful in real life. Chances are if you clicked on this video, it's because, like me, you've experienced going on a much anticipated trip only to realize when you got back that it wasn't a vacation at all. Not at all. You were stressed, you were tired, hungry, annoyed, hungover, drained, and wished you felt like your pictures looked, right? I know, I've been there too. Which made you have to question why vacations are put on some kind of freaking pedestal around here, right? Why do we take all this time off of work and spend thousands of dollars to go stay at some hotel in some other place just so we can fool ourselves into thinking we're living the good life, right? As we scroll on our phone looking for the nearest Starbucks. I need a coffee too. But what's the point anyway? I mean, we've got Starbucks right back at home, right? Why all the hassle? Well, that's what this video is about today. Today, we're discovering the 5 things you need to do so that you can actually enjoy your next trip and have the best vacation ever. Here goes. Step number 1, define the type of trip you're taking. Hold up, what? Okay, look, in my experience, there are about 5 types of trips one can take. The first would be the most obvious. It's the family trip. You're generally with or you're going to family. It's centered around a holiday or an attraction, cute Disney World, or maybe visiting your aunt in Wisconsin, right? Family trips are full of logistics and herding people. They're the most stressful for people like me who tend to be leading the pack, and they're most annoying for the people who aren't. The second type of trip is what I would call like a business or like a mission trip. You generally take it alone or you go with coworkers, and it's centered around work or volunteering, and there's generally like a set itinerary and very little downtime. The third type of trip you can take are like the girl or guy weekends. You generally do it with your friends, coworkers or longtime best friends, and it's centered around having fun. Friends will make you do things you didn't necessarily want to do, and it'll lead to a lot of fantastic regrets and stories later. The fourth is what I would call the adventure. You can do it with yourself or with your family, and it's generally centered around discovery. Typically includes sweating, sleepless nights, bugs, unforeseen bumps in the road, no roads at all, and or foreign languages. The last, and it's what we all like, the real vacation. You can do it either by yourself or with your family, and it's generally centered around relaxation. People bring you drinks, you don't really cook much, you sleep as much as you want, and the most pressing stress you have is whether to shower before or after your massage. Sounds good, doesn't it? And in my experience, most of the trips I've taken have been a mixture of these. So for example, this year my family is going to be going on a cruise. And I would say that's kind of a mixture between a family trip, because our kids are going to be going after all, and a real vacation. Our kids are a little older, so my husband and I, we really can, pull time in for just relaxation. Last year, though, we took a 2-week RV trip out west to see national parks with a family of 6. You heard that right. That was a mixture between crazy, I'm joking, an adventure and a family trip, clearly. A few years back, I went to India with a whole bunch of adults, and it was kind of a mixture between a business trip and an adventure. So now it's your turn. What type of trip is your upcoming travel plans going to be? Defining this is very important because you're going to see it in just the very next step. So go ahead and do that now. Step number 2, Set your expectations correctly based on what kind of trip it is. Folks, managing expectations is everything in life. You know, so for example, you're going to your grandson's graduation. Is that a real vacation? Probably not, since you're going to be with family and the whole trip's going to be centered around the event or the holiday or whatnot. While it may be fun to see all your family and exciting to see your grandson get his diploma, your trip is a family trip with lots of family dynamics and family logistics and cold breakfasts and waiting in lines and hot family photo ops, right? Not a vacation. And in my experience, if you know that going into your travel, you will have a much better time because you'll be expecting and planning for all of these anticipated hassles instead of kidding yourself into thinking you're going to return refreshed. You ain't. Sorry. And this brings us to step number 3. Communicate your expectations with your group. Y'all, I am serious. This is like a legit powwow, okay? I want you to do this a day or two before you leave with everyone who's going on the trip. You're gonna sit down and you're all gonna make sure you're on the same page about what is going down on this vacation of yours, okay? Everyone should know the basics, things like understanding the transportation, right? Any limitations to the accommodations, the itinerary, if there is one, and what is expected for each person in the entire group to do, right, if they have any jobs. This is especially important with older children who may or may not realize that an RV trip out west includes several full days of driving and cleaning out black water. Or to a spouse who thinks he's going to be fishing off of a cruise ship. Or to your friend who thinks staying in a cheap youth hostel is the same as a 5-star hotel. This powwow gives you the opportunity to learn what everyone in the group is expecting out of their trip. Some people are going to be planning out every single moment, and others are going to be like going with the flow, just chilling, man. Communicating your expectations is going to help everyone else manage their own success, right? Step number 4, set aside time during your travel for your own personal relaxation if that is important to you and if it's an option. Some trips it might not be. But to me, trips are exciting, and the fear of missing out can have you dragging your tired butt from one side of the Grand Canyon to the other, or planning to see way too many sights in one day. Look, I'm only going to be in Italy once, right? If you know ahead of time that your upcoming travel is already going to be so full of events and things to do, promise me you will mark out a day or two on the calendar for your own personal time, unscheduled time for you to fill in however you want to do it on that day, and no sooner. And of course, during your powwow, you let all your friends and family know what's going to be happening so they too don't expect you to be part of their plans, all right? Some people may say that this is selfish and wonder why you don't want to spend every moment with them. Ain't their freaking problem, okay? All you need to say is that you need downtime within the trip so that you can recharge and be full of life and energy for the rest of the trip, right? So scheduling time for you is absolutely sacred. Promise me you're going to do that if you can. And this leads us all to the last step in having a fun trip. Step number 5, be present by putting down your phone. I saved this for last because it is incredibly important. We all use our phone as a camera, and we want to post all of our pictures on Instagram or on Facebook or Snapchat so all of our friends back home can see how wonderful of a time we're having, right? I know, I do it too, right? But consider turning off the notifications on all of your apps. And if you need to post pictures, just posting like once a day in the evening or something, and that's it. You don't need to be liking everybody's comments and responding to all the messages. Keep in mind that you are traveling and you're doing it so that you can go see something else, or so that you can relax and you can be someone else. Allow yourself to enjoy those moments without constantly checking on what's going on back home. Be present and really enjoy your surroundings. You aren't traveling to take a picture. Newsflash, your pictures are simply a reminder of where you went in the experiences you had in real life. You don't need a picture of everything. Be present and remember everything. You can write down things in a journal, talk to people around you, close your eyes, and just be grateful. Say thank you. Having a great time is more important than looking like you had a great time. Trust me on this, okay? You're going on a vacation after all, or maybe it's just a damn stressful family trip. Regardless, you should do everything you can within your power to allow yourself to truly enjoy it. Happy travels, y'all. Did you enjoy this episode of Miss Congeniality? If so, go ahead and roll on over to my website at misscon.tv and leave a comment there. You can also go ahead and sign up for my weekly newsletter. It is through that newsletter that you will have access to my free Lipstick Goddess video that I share only with my subscribers. So what are you waiting for?